Martin, how good is it to try and get over the back of Saturday's disappointment to know that you've got a game coming up tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's great. I think it's important that you get back on the training ground straight away, and we've had a good morning. We've had a very brief meeting regarding sort of, you could have 9 points on the table, but you haven't. You've got 3 points, but you've got to make sure that you have the belief, and I think it's important that the players, we've had some very, very good performances as a team and individually, but we've now got to start and put it all together.
Yeah, you obviously went through what happened on Saturday in the dressing room at full time. How much then do you concentrate on it this morning, or is it all about looking forward when you get the players back together?
It's about the next game. I think you can have your conversations, but it's about being positive, about making sure the players feel that what we do is the right things. But equally we've got to address the others. Without that, you're kidding yourself. So I think it's important as a team collectively. There's been lots and lots of positives, and when we're on the front foot and we drive in the teams and we're very positive. It's I think the crowd had a fantastic second half Saturday because of the commitment. But as we talked about, without going over too much, we can't give teams an advantage. And Ashton, the last 2 games they've played, they've come out the blocks flying. They have. I spoke to people like Kidderminster yesterday who had it covered, and the 3 goals up in the first half against FC United. There were 3 goals up in the first half, so the team was very much on the front foot. Team full of grit and desire. They've had a promotion, they run on the back of the promotion, so this will be, for me, our toughest game.
Yeah, as you say, they were promoted, had the 0-0 draw in their only home game so far, but these last 2 away games have scored lots of goals and conceded lots of goals. Yeah,
and we can't afford to make it an open game, and they've got goals in the team, and as you said, they've conceded of late as well, so they're a threat, and they're not to be underestimated, because they've had a promotion, well deserved, so we've got to make sure that we very, very, very disciplined in our performance. The Stockport performance I'm looking for over 90 minutes.
You had nearly 3,500 at York City for that game on Tuesday night. You probably only get a tenth of that tomorrow. There's only just over 200 home fans for their first home game on a Saturday afternoon after a promotion. How do you ensure that your team create the right sort of atmosphere? Because it's going to be hard to get that from the terraces.
You've got to be able to control the tempo and manage the expectations of that evening. And I think we've got no excuse mentality. We've got too much experience within our group. Doesn't matter where you go, whether it's in front of 5,000 at Stockport or 200-300 people tomorrow night. It's about your mentality, and it's about going to these grounds. And coming in this season, these results these are the big ones that count.
Yes, you would imagine that there'll be quite a lot of teams who will come and stuck at places like Ashton this season.
Very much so, and I think the longer the season gets on, it becomes more of a difficult place to go, because no disrespect, I'm sure come the new year the pitch won't be as good as what it is today. So it's a team that you say they'll pick up points, and in the back of a promotion, so we've got to make sure that we're mentally focused on what we have to do. And
it'll be a team that you're coming up against that are still sort of riding on the wave of that promotion that they had last season.
Yeah, again, they've got goals in the team, and honestly, they've brought in 1 or 2 players that we have worked with myself in the past at Oldham. So they're not to be underestimated, but we are got to go there with the right mindset of what we're all about. I think that's what tomorrow's game's about.
Injury concerns for your side. Kempster went off, didn't he, at the early stages last week. How is he and how's Simon Heslop?
Yeah, they've both recovered really well, and again they'll come in tomorrow and see how they are.
But both you're hoping will be available for selection?
Again, those positive signs this morning, so we'll see how they are tomorrow.
Anyone else that you've got any concerns over, or is it, you think maybe a fully fit squad?
No, fully fit squad. There's one finished the game. I'm hoping that everyone's fit for Tuesday night.
Do you see a greater competition for places with this squad this year, with the players that aren't in maybe your 16 or the players that are on the bench, maybe trying a little bit harder than what you've had in the past, and now you really do have some decisions to make? Yeah,
tough decisions, and your Dan Parslow, your Josh Laws that were regular starters last year that haven't made the bench this season as such. They tell you how strong the squad is, but equally, them boys have got a great opportunity as well tomorrow night to be involved. So, it's making sure that everybody feels loved, feels wanted, and that's what we do.
Clearly, you'll have some consideration to maybe changing it around a little bit about the 3 games. You've played the same side in all 3 games, barring, of course, the Simon Heslop injury.
Yeah.
The 2 lads that came on Saturday, the 2 strikers, did really well, didn't they? They changed that game a little bit for you in the second half. Do you now have to start thinking about maybe starting them tomorrow night?
Well, they give me good problems. They're both come on and done well. John and Macaulay, I thought they paired up very, very well. And that's exactly what you want from subs in every game. They've come on this season. It doesn't matter who the subs was. It was Moke against the Stockport. So John Saturday. They've all come on and made us stronger. And I think that just shows the strength and depth.
We don't get to see what you're doing in training, but at the minute we see Wright and Borough playing together and Langstaff and Parkin playing together. Is that how you see it as well at the minute, or is it just a case of just
No.
2 from 4?
No, it's 2 from 4, and I think that's the great thing that we have this season, that we have 4 strikers that we have massive belief in, and they all offer something slightly different. And I think you've seen that Saturday when they came on. John was a real handful. McCauley, 1 chance, 1 goal. Rathfeld just before then he started stretching them, getting down the sides, making good decisions. So I've been delighted with all the 4 forwards. But equally, we've got to start contributing as well. We've got 1 goal from the forwards. So we, as much as I'm delighted, we've got to start taking our chances.
Ian McCauley, I think, has looked really impressive this last couple of games. Set up the goal Tuesday night, scored the goal on Saturday.
Yes, he's come from the lower leagues, and I like that in players. I think it's important they have a hunger, desire. I feel he'll go and play at a high level in the future. But I think he's so determined to do well for York City, as they all are, and I think that's one thing that I really got a good feel factor around the building this year.
And you told us on Thursday last week, James Barrett was training with you. Is any update on that? Is he still around?
No, he's missed the whole pre-season, and you've seen today. He's in today. We're doing lots of work with people like yourself, and you see how much time we spend on the training ground with the whole of the squad. We've got to make sure by tomorrow night everybody is ready to start.